Back to Down on the Farm. I'm your host, Larry Marble. Thanks so much for joining us today on one of our 14 affiliate stations. We're brought to you proudly each and every day by D&D Farm and Ranch. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, let's take a look at the movement of corn, beans, and wheat. Friday's excellent chances of rain in Brazil turned into excellent rains over the dry crop production areas and more rains in the forecast. Corn and soybeans reacted predictably, closing down 7 and 24 cents respectively. Selling was tempered by the first of the year speculative buying. Brazil's corn and soybeans have likely sustained some damage, but these significant rains will go a long way to ensuring a good crop. Some now expect planting of Brazil's second corn crop may be down 10 to 15% from earlier expectations. Local cash grading here in Texas is quiet with these sharply lower flat prices. Corpus Christi's Public Elevator and Archer Daniels Midland is closed this week for Milo Trucks. Timco and the Andersons Houston are open this week for trucks 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For help marketing your grains, call John Tuggle, Tuggle & Company Corpus, 361-852-5207. Neighbor, did you know that the Millworks division at MG Building Materials is a great place to look when you want to upgrade your home? That division carries a full line of wood, aluminum, and vinyl windows. What a great upgrade. We've got vinyl windows in our house down here on the bay, and they sure are pretty from the inside and out. The possibilities for those upgrades are endless with the help of MG and their 5 locations. They've got one in San Antonio, got one in Corpus, got one in Uvalde, got one in Kerrville, and they have one in Pleasanton. That's MG Building Materials. Neighbor, let's take a look at the pork side of the meat equation. National pork carcass cutout value for Tuesday morning, $1.28 stronger at $86.04. Looks like the USDA red meat summary showed pork production for the week, 483.3 million compared to 475 during the same week last year. Neighbor, as we look toward the cattle side of the meat equation, we see wholesale box prices mixed. Choice fell $4.99 to $284.72. The select was 7 cents firmer. That tightened the spread to $24.32. Weekly red meat summary showed beef at 429.4 million pounds. Looks like the bulk of the trade last week, 172 up 1 to 2 for the week. No trades so far this first week of 2024. Neighbor, that's it for the meats. I'm Larry Marble. We're on the line with Cousin Brian, Seguin Cattle Company, selling on Wednesday, first one after the new year. What's it looking like, Brian?
Oh, it's going to be a light run. You know, weather just kind of not that good today. Kind of anticipating 300-400 head of cattle, and sheep and goats, same thing. You know, probably 400 or 500 somewhere in there. But you know, we ended out 2023 on a good note, and I hope like heck we can start 2024 on a good note and kind of keep it rocking.
Right. Anything to get in the way of prices except for big numbers or anything like that?
No, you know, and that's what I always tell people. The first week, you know, it's kind of usually a blowout. Is they tell the buyers just go in there and get them bought, and then we'll figure out what they're going to cost next week. So, right. You know, that's what I even told some of the guys. I said, you know, first week, I wouldn't be that leery because everybody wants to sit back and watch. And then when they start bringing them to town the second and third week, that's when they start cheapening them up. So right. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
You can give us a call at 830-379-9955, or you can call me on my cell phone, 830-305-0652.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much, Brian.
I'll see you tomorrow evening, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm Larry Marble from Down on the Farm Radio, and I'm with Stephen from D&D Farm and Ranch on I-10 in Seguin. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Stephen, you know, I'm an old sheep and goat man, was raised that way, and I love working sheep and goats with good equipment, and I bet you D&D can help me out, can't you?
Yes, sir. Larry, we are now carrying sheep and goat panels and working equipment from Rivera Panels. They're a family-owned company out in the little town of Lomita. They make quality equipment from working chutes to pens, all sorts of feeders that you can choose from as well.
Real great options for sheep and goat people. I know we've got them in Texas. I know we've got them in Guadalupe County. Stephen, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Larry, you can get a hold of me at 830-379-7340, extension 161. I'm more than happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
We appreciate you. That's Stephen from D&D talking about their sheep and goat equipment, ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, it's time to get a hold of Leo Casas. Leo, how are you today?
Doing good, Larry. Well, we had a little shower yesterday, a little heavier up north, they tell me, and the winter has been mild. Good thing about South Texas, the winter is over in about 60 days, so looking forward to that. We've got a lot of good bulls available for lease or sale of all the popular breeds, and also looking for some lease pasture. If anybody has some shorter long-term lease pasture from 50 to 150 head, give us a holler. We're sure looking for some. We lost some pastures unexpectedly, and we're looking around for a place to put some cattle. I can be reached at 361-362-5863. Keep up with us on daily basis on Instagram, Casas Cattle _Rancher 3, or log on to my website for photos, videos, and information, CasasCattle.com, CASAS, CasasCattle.com, for the bull people.
Neighbor, I'd like to remind you about George Weichel and the good folks at Wholesale Steel, San Antonio Steel. Heavy-duty lifetime warranty on their cattle panel. The standard duty panel also. Heavy-duty and standard duty pasture gates. They're a new Preferred dealer, and they'll beat anybody's prices on the Preferred products. They've got Stay Tight 50 and Stay Tough fencing both. Cattle work in pens. They've got 2 Texas locations. They've got the San Antonio store. Call 210-624-2000, or the Hearn Bryan College Station store, 979-280-6100. Now remember, that Hearn location is off Highway 6, and the San Antonio location is there off Texas 16. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Fridays and Saturdays, 8 to 4. You can find them on the web at wholesalesteel.sa.com. Of course, that's the San Antonio store, or wholesalesteelbcs.com, and that's the Bryan College Station Hearn store. Oh, and by the way, tell George Weichel that Larry Marble sent you. We're on the line with Phil Brockenbush. The holidays are over. New Year is here. Deer season's not over yet. You said you were having a little fun deer hunting, but you got to come back home and get ready for sale this next Monday, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Monday will be our first one back. It's been a good little old break, but time to get back at it.
Right. What do you know of coming?
And I've had a few calls. You know, a few people going to send a few kids. They held them till they was going to hold them till after the first of the year. Other than that, you know, I don't know of a whole lot. It's raining at home right now, so
right.
That's a good.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance there next Sunday and Monday too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it does. You know, the board was up, so I think the market ought to be good.
Right. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for this next Monday sale at Giddings.
Yes, sir. You can call me at 979-716-4395 or call the barn at 979-542-2274.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, I'm Larry Marble. We're here with Tracy Phillips, the Texas landlady of Homestead and Ranch Real Estate. They specialize in Texas farms and ranches and custom homes on acres. Tracy, tell us about this hunting ranch listing you've got near Junction.
Sure thing, Larry. Bowood Spring Ranch is a stunning 1,430-acre ranch that provides some amazing hunting opportunities.
How so?
The whitetail deer harvested on this ranch have scored between the 140s and the 270s, and the area was used as a breeding facility for years, which the whitetail on the property are a testament to that.
Any blinds and feeders?
Oh, yes. We've got 14 blinds, 14 feeders throughout the property. Corn and protein have been utilized since 2017. In addition to the whitetail, there's also axis, black buck, a small fallow herd, Pierre David, scimitar oryx, and a various species of ram on the ranch.
How can people get in touch to schedule a viewing in this showplace?
They can always call me direct, 512-393-9996, or find us online at homesteadandranch.com.
Tracy, thanks for being on Down Low Farm.
I loved it. Thank you so much, Larry.
We're on the line with Carl Herman, Caldwell Livestock Commission Company. Carl, you said we do have a sale tomorrow. Talk to us about what you've drawn so far.
Yes, sir, we do. We've probably got about 300 up here now. It's raining a little bit. I expect 400 to 500 tomorrow. But the cattle are good, and the market ought to be good. So we look for a pretty good day.
I know you want to wish everybody a happy New Year. Did you have a good Christmas?
Absolutely. We had a good Christmas. Everybody's we can't complain. How about you?
Everything was great. Had a grandchild born while we were off for Christmas holiday.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Congratulations.
My youngest daughter had a baby, so we're happy with that little girl. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Okay, my number is 979-820-5349. Call the barn, 567-4119. If you're in the Giddings election area, call Max Ebner at 540-8676.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an insurance agent who's a true neighbor. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor, now it's time for Texas Vet News with Dr. Bob Judd.
The U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill that in part fights the illicit use of xylazine by humans while preserving access for use in animals. Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into Texas Vet News on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. I'm veterinarian Dr. Bob Judd, and xylazine is a drug commonly used in the livestock industry on horses, cattle, sheep, and goats, and other livestock as a sedative and pain control drug. However, it has recently been used as an additive to illicit street drugs like fentanyl, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, or DEA, is concerned about the public health risk of this drug being available, as there is not an antidote approved for people. The drug is not an opioid and is approved by the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, for animals, and veterinarians are concerned that the drug will be classified as a controlled drug, limiting its access. The Combating Illicit Xylazine Act was included in the Patients and Communities Reauthorization Act, H.R. 4531, and was recently approved by the U.S. House. Meat Institute President Anna Potts indicated at Drovers.com that for beef packers, xylazine is used to quickly and humanely sedate sick or injured cattle in a manner that can safely and effectively be administered by workers. Xylazine has both animal welfare and worker safety benefits at beef plants, and there are no equally safe and effective alternatives. Potts indicates she appreciates the hard work of Congressman Jimmy Panetta and August Pfluger and the Energy Commerce Committee for including the xylazine measure in the bill passed by the House. Potts goes on to say, "We are now hoping for swift Senate consideration." The goal of the bill is to ensure the DEA has the power to stop the illegal flow of xylazine to humans while allowing its continued access for veterinary purposes. If xylazine was made a controlled drug, it would greatly limit its use by veterinarians and livestock producers. I'm Dr. Bob Judd. This is the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans and all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor, let's take a long look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle & Company, Corpus. Milo through Corpus in January, March plus 115, 1033. Houston 1042, Progresso $9. Yellow corn to Corpus, January delivery, March plus 45, 508 3/4. Progresso will say 573 3/4. Hard red winter wheat to Houston in January, March plus 30, 659. And we'll call beans to Placido, Jan-Feb delivery, March less 90, 1183 and a half. Taking a look at Texas cotton, 14,222 total bales. Looks like 75.44 the low side, 77.90 for the high side. An average price of 76.79 on that 14,222 bales. Neighbor, we're not average. This is the best darn farm show in Texas. No brag, just fact. Thanks for checking us out on the web at downonthefarmradio.com. Check out our Facebook pages too, Down on the Farm Radio, and mine, Larry Marble. Good day to you, neighbor.